All right, let's bring in our friend Trey Wingo here on CHGO.
Royalty.
Where?
Are you ready for
You, Trey.
Get out of here.
This is Chicago now. We got to talk Justin Fields. We got to talk all kinds of things. Number 1 overall pick. Trey's here with Caesars Sportsbook. How's your week going so far?
Good. I've been here since Monday, and I feel like I've been here for a month. So let's get to the Super Bowl, shall we? Let's get going. Let's advance time.
We're in the Wednesday grind today.
Trey looks fantastic. Look at the tan. Just look at you look like you're enjoying life.
Yeah.
So 6 years from now, how many Super Bowls will Justin Fields have won with the Bears? Go ahead.
6, clearly.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Well, that's if they don't trade him. But where are you guys on that? By the way, I'm curious because I have very strong opinions about that. But Bears fans, it's Sid Luckman, Bobby Douglas for a year, 2-3 years with Jim McMahon, and then Bupkis. So, where are you guys?
So
I die inside when anybody mentions Sid Luckman at this point. It's so sad.
Luckman.
but when you name those guys, that's why everyone in Chicago is like, don't trade him. What are you talking about? This guy might already be like the second best quarterback ever in the franchise's history. He has a chance to be number 1 by the end, 12 months from now.
Yeah, I don't understand. You got a guy, and it's working. You just need to give him some weapons. Now, obviously, the passing numbers still aren't there, but who is he throwing to, right? I mean, there's only one guy who can make chicken salad out of chicken you-know-what without wide receivers, and he's playing on Sunday, okay? The reason Jalen Hurts is better, they got A.J. Brown. The reason Tua is better, they got Tyreek Hill, okay? Only Mahomes can lose Tyreek Hill and have the most passing yards, most passing touchdowns, set the single-season record for most yards combined, and, oh, by the way, have the number 1 scoring offense and the number 1 defense. That's the outlier, okay? Everyone else needs the dudes, so give Justin Fields the dudes, and let's make this thing happen.
See, Howie Roseman did that with the Eagles. He gave Jalen Hurts the dudes, but you have to have, a belief in yourself that you can identify the dude. I guess AJ's not that hard to figure out, but he also he took swings and got it wrong and swung again. And I don't know how Bears fans can necessarily feel confident right now that Ryan Poles can do that, but that's how aggressive he has to be.
Well, at least he's not Ryan Pace. Let's put it that way.
There it is.
Okay, let's give him that as a starting point.
So what is your perspective on the Bears? Because that's one thing I'm like the guys that aren't necessarily in Chicago but are paying attention, because it was a weird season in Chicago. They get the number 1 overall pick and everybody's just happy with how everything went. There was a month where they actually led the NFL in scoring, which is maybe the weirdest thing that happened in the NFL the entire year.
Well, yeah, not only that, but you guys were having that scoring prowess at the same time you were giving up historically points on defense, which is normally the inverse, right? It's wait, that's not the way it should be. I think there's reasons for optimism. First of all, the Vikings are frauds. We all know this, right?
True. True.
That's sort of the way it is. Who knows what the hell's going to go on in Green Bay? There's a scenario out there that Detroit and Chicago could be the long-term best teams in that division.
Let's go.
Right?
Trey, real quickly, you talk about optimism maybe in Chicago. Is Matt Eberflus a part of that optimism? I feel like he's a guy that kind of gets left out when you talk about head coaches and what they're doing.
No, he did a really nice job. What Matt did was, I think, the essence of coaching. I don't have a system. What do my players do? What do they do well? And I want to put them in positions to do well. So many guys bring in, I want to do this. Well, do you have the dudes? No, then why are you trying that? Eberflus understood the situation. He understood what he had, especially on offense, and said, well, let's tailor things to make him successful. That's the whole thing, right? That's Mike Tomlin's not going to win Coach of the Year. I think he had the best coaching year of his entire career this year. The hardest thing for any coach to do is move on from a franchise/Hall of Fame quarterback to the next guy. Unless you're going Montana to Young, Favre to Rodgers, it's really hard. And he managed that perfectly, and he still hasn't had a losing record, despite moving on from his big Mitch energy early in the year, and then starting a rookie quarterback. And they almost made it into the postseason. So I think Eberflus has done an amazing job, because you have to fit your coaching to around the talent that you have.
You trade in the Bears pick if it's you, or you get in the best talent at the top of the draft?
I want to accumulate. Because you look at you mentioned Howie Roseman, what he's done over the last couple of years, replenishing the Eagles. You look at what Brett Veach did this year when they lose Tyreek Hill. Once Christian Kirk's contract crossed the desk and went to Jacksonville, Brett Veach knew he wasn't going to sign Tyreek. And he got way more for Tyreek than the Packers got for Devontae Adams. Look what they did with that draft. You have Trent McDuffie starting at cornerback. George Karlaftis, their second first-round pick, had 7 sacks in his last 6 games. You have Cook, the safety, who's been there. You have Watson and Williams, who had interceptions in the AFC Championship game. And you have Isaiah Pacheco in the 7th round, running fast and hard. That's what the Bears need to do. They need to use their draft capital like that, and that's why I would trade the pick and get as many potential options as you can.
I think Pacheco thinks he's better than Barry Sanders in his prime. That dude's got so much confidence. I love watching him play.
I mean, like, he runs angry.
Yeah.
And by the way, not only does he run angry, he runs a 4.3. How did this guy last till the 7th
Right.
round?
It's crazy.
Right.
The value you can get with running backs late in the draft,
correct,
right now is just insane.
And everybody's on the Texas running back. I'm now of the opinion I would never take a running back in the first round.
Yeah,
because you can find a guy for less money, and it's going to help you in the long term.
And I like Bijan Robinson
I love
a lot.
him. Yeah,
but
it's nothing against him.
It doesn't make sense. But speaking of the draft, what's your favorite memory of all the years you were part of that?
The best part about the draft, honestly, is that it's totally unscripted. We have no idea. Like, we're sitting here, and I got the Caesar Sportsbook prop bet sheet behind us. What if you had canned me a prop bet before the draft in 2016 and said, here, what do you think about this idea? The top offensive lineman in the draft is going to fall because there's going to be a video surface during the draft of him smoking weed in a gas mask. Like, how do you prepare for the gas mask bong video? You don't. Like, you're just strapped in and like, all right, well, we got to talk about this now, and that's what makes the draft fun. Like, it's crazy.
The production level's insane, the way just everything's on the fly. What was the last year you were?
2020.
Okay,
the COVID draft.
So what do you remember about the year the Bears traded up for Mitch Trubisky?
Well, that was in Philadelphia, and the Bears used a first-round pick to move up 1 spot. Not great, Bob. Not great. And making it worse is that after, and this is not on Mitch, this is on everybody else, the 2 quarterbacks taken after him were Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. Now, Deshaun has turned into a whole different discussion, but when it was just about football, obviously there were huge mistakes there. But they moved up 1 spot and gave up a first-round pick to get Mitchell Trubisky.
Because I kindly vaguely remember from the coverage, you guys are like, are they really doing this for a quarterback? What is happening right now? There was confusion in the moment.
And they moved up 1 spot, and they gave up a first-round pick to move up 1 spot.
Why don't you do your Ryan Pace and say, when you have conviction on something, no matter how stupid it looks.
Hey, man, look, we really liked him.
I'll tell you this. I'll give Ryan credit for something. He was very convicted. I know someone in that organization that told me that Pace was telling everybody Trubisky is a bigger, more accurate Drew Brees.
Oh God, is that really?
He
really?
did.
Just let that bring you down for a minute.
Hoge's gonna get mad at me here, but I just want your opinion. What is Tom Brady doing? Is he coming back? Is he going on the I want to be young and single?
Yeah.
Does he want to spend time with his kids? What do you got?
Well, I think the kids are right out. Right? I mean, let's be honest about that. I mean, he was so fiercely protective over the years, and basically he took a flamethrower to his entire domestic situation to come back and go 8-9 for 1 year. Like, if you're going to blow everything up for football, why are you retiring now?
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
You're third in the NFL in yards. Now you're going to go on a beach with a weird hotel behind you and an iguana eating your leg and tell everybody you're done.
Yeah, and taking shots of yourself in underwear. Like just showing off your 46-year-old soon-to-be tight stomach. I mean, look, Tom. I threw all the roses at Tom last year when I thought he was retiring. This year I was like, congratulations.
Yeah,
we've done this already.
You don't get to do it again.
Yeah, the sequel's never as good as the original.
To his credit, though, I think he realized that, too. He mentioned that even in his retirement video. He's like, you only get to do this once. Yeah. Trey, thanks so much. This is awesome. Appreciate you being here. Trey Wingo.
And in the great words of Mike Ditka, go Bears!